Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine. Welcome to this series where I help you understand Waldorf-inspired homeschooling. Today we are talking about hands-on projects, how to find the time to execute them, especially when you have other obligations. So hands-on projects are something that I really love. I love to do our hands-on projects. I love to do our handwork. I love to do things that really engage the whole body. I love our field trips, our outdoor time, our gardening. All of those things bring me a lot of joy, and I feel like they are high value academic experiences that my children can engage in. But those are things that I find highly engaging and have high value, not just personally, but there's a lot of evidence that shows that when you are engaged fully in an activity, you tend to retain that information and those skills longer. And if you are engaged in activity through play, you learn those new skills faster than if you were to learn them in an academic setting. So I prioritize those and I love them so much that sometimes it means that I am giving up other academic rigorous activities so that we can do these hands-on activities. So there isn't going to be time to do both necessarily. So when you are choosing to do one, just know that you are letting go of some of the other activities that you might be doing. When you're doing a hands-on activity, it seems like it takes a lot of time, which it does, and a lot of prep time, that is true, and some cleanup time, that's inevitable, in order to do your project. And you think, gosh, I could have done like 3 math lessons in this time that I did this one little project that had so much mess and so much time prep and was so engaging for me, and I'm so tired now, and the only thing we did for the entire day was this one project. Now, if that's not for you, then I would encourage you to get some kits that your children can do on their own. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But if that is for you to do these highly engaging activities, just know this. You don't have to do them all the time. You can schedule them once a week or once a month. Fridays seem to be a good day to do these hands-on projects right before the weekend. And it's a time that you can enjoy that engagement with activities that you love, not just your children. So I would encourage you to do those hands-on activities that bring you joy, not just bring your children joy, because you will be more enthusiastic about doing those projects and probably enjoy them a lot more than if you were doing a project that you did not enjoy and did not find to be of academic value. So it does take time, it does take effort to prepare these projects. And so if you don't have the time to prepare projects, but you really like the idea of doing a hands-on project, then I recommend getting kits. I love kits so much. You can find kits for almost every subject area, from chemistry kits to handwork kits. And these are all materials that come to you. Almost always they're a subscription, or you can just buy them as a kit online or in person at a craft store. And they come usually with all of the materials that you need in order to do that project. They're usually a little bit more expensive than if you bought the materials individually, but some may argue that if you bought all of those materials individually, it would cost more even though you got larger amounts. It might be more economical just to buy the kit. So you might want to do a little math to figure out what is more affordable for you. But buying a kit allows you to have all of the materials that you need in order to do a project that you either do with your kids or your kids can do on their own, especially if they're a little bit older. And that way you can still get the value of a hands-on kit without doing all of the prep work. It might cost a little bit more, but you'll still get that value of doing that hands-on activity rather than completely foregoing it because you either don't have the time or you don't have capability or the capacity to put those projects together. It will reduce a little bit of your prep time and your cleanup time and your project time to have a kit already together to do, but it still is going to take probably more time than a lesson or another academic project. So when you are looking at these hands-on projects, I would say the ones that are engaging, that have high value, that have a really good return on your academic investment will be the ones that require a little bit more effort to put together or to do, to engage in, rather than the ones that are a little bit more passive in their learning and a little bit quicker to do. So I'm going to give you a really simple example, but I'm sure that you can actually see a lot more examples if you are used to doing hands-on projects. For instance, it might take you a long time to set up just a watercolor, like a painting project. And you are trying to soak your paper and set up your paint supplies, and you get all your kids together, let's say they're quite young, and to do this project that then a paint jar spills and the children are too rough with their paintbrushes. I'm telling you this story because this has all happened to us in the past. And then you realize that all of that time to prepare that lesson, and then the project itself was a little bit stressful, and the cleanup took a lot of time, and it didn't seem like it was super engaging for them because you were trying to tell them like to use this or not to do that or not to be so rough with the paintbrush. That's going to be one that's going to definitely be draining. It might be beautiful for the kids and they really enjoyed it, but it might be a little bit too draining for you. Another example of a hands-on project that I feel was so much fun, but maybe not as high value, was doing a rock kit, like a geode kit, where you crack the rock and then you see what the geode is inside. I love these kits so much, but I found that as soon as they crack them, that was done. It was a very quick, interactive or hands-on activity that didn't last very long. And then once you had your rocks, then it was done. An activity that's a little bit more engaging might be a knitting project or something that you have to build, or something that you're working with clay. Those are projects that take a little bit more time and effort and usually yield really good results. I hope this was helpful in understanding how to include some hands-on projects with your homeschool. I hope that you'll check out the blog post that accompanies this video. You can find more video tutorials in this series. You can find the link to that blog post in the description box below. If you'd like to see how we're homeschooling on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram and now on TikTok at Pepper and Pine.